Today we are playing more Tarkir Dragonstorm draft. In our last draft, we learned that you have, I think, got to take fixing pretty high. I looked into some like limited mana base stuff, and I think in this set, you need to find is 8 mana sources at least of each of your primary colors, and then 4 mana sources of your splash color, which adds up to 20 sources in total. So if you're playing 17 lands, which you probably are, then you need at least 3 dual lands or 3 ways to produce any, like, the colors of mana that you need. And that is a kind of a minimum. So I'm going to try and bear that in mind and make sure that we have a good mana base and we pick up some powerful cards. And I think that is going to be my approach to Tarkir Dragonstorm draft right now. But let's jump into a draft and see if that works. So what I'm looking for here is bombs and fixing. Felithar is a good card. I'd say like it's like an A. It is very strong. And in the way of fixing, we have Tranquil Cove, which is an allied colored dual land. So that's not ideal. Not as high a pick as the enemy colors. Other good cards in this pack. Gurmag Rakshasa, I actually am not very keen on this card. Exhale I'm a little bit lower on nowadays as well. Narset's Rebuke is solid. But there's actually nothing really strong in this pack. So I think I'm just going to take the Felithar. And then we can do Sultai or Abzan. And we can certainly play and splash the Felithar. So yeah, don't hate that. There's an Evolving Wilds here. I'm pretty high on Evolving Wilds at this stage to just keep us open. Temur Monument is also decent. Marshal of the Lost. 4 mana, 3/3. Death Touch when you attack. Target creature gets +X/+X, where X is the number of attacking creatures. So, probably a good aggressive deck. Furious Forebear. 2 mana, 3/1. When it dies, whenever a creature dies while this card is in your graveyard, you can return it from your graveyard to your hand. That seems really good. That does seem really good, especially in a mobilized deck. I think Furious Forebear I would probably take over Marshal of the Lost. However, I am just going to take the Evolving Wilds because my approach here is fixing, then removal. That is what I want to do, fixing and then removal. So, we have got a Narset's Rebuke, good piece of removal. We have a Roiling Dragonstorm here. I like this card a lot. Narset's Rebuke obviously is off color. I think I'm actually just going to take the Dragonstorm Globe. Again, it's another piece of fixing, and it's going to allow me to stay open. It does look like the mobilized deck is open. We've seen a couple of Narset's Rebukes. I think I think Roiling Dragonstorm is a sign that blue is open. Avenger of the Fallen and some of the cards we saw in the last pack are a sign that Mobilize is open. So let's just wait one more moment. Felithar is good in the mobilized deck. Because you can play it and then sack one of the mobilized tokens if there's one that's still alive. Now, honestly, nothing that good in this pack. This is all in all, a very weak pack. Getting a forest with the Temur Monument isn't very good. I can see just taking the Temur Monument. Don't think I like Breaching Dragonstorm. Whale of War, Rite of Renewal. These are okay cards. I mean, Abzan Devotee is okay. And it is fixing, and is Abzan open? Black-white certainly seems open. Blue is starting to dry up. Okay, so I actually think this is the Abzan Devotee. Our fixing is good. And it looks to me like Abzan is the way that we are building here. So if we like Abzan, there's another Devotee. There's a Feral Deathgorger. Quite like this card, especially in Abzan where like the counters matters. Oh, excuse me. But there's also a Sultai Devotee, which we definitely could play. And it's a good 2/1 Death Touch. It does a little bit of fixing. I think I prefer the Feral Death Gorger because I'd rather be, I'd rather not mix up our mana base too much. So taking another black card feels good to me. And if we can be like base black, white, splash green, that's okay. Reigning Victor is okay. Snakeskin Veil is pretty good. Bearer of Glory is not bad. It's a good aggressive card. This card is really hard to block. Shock Brigade actually is doing very well also in the stats, according to 17 lands. Shock Brigade probably is the best card in this pack. Well, following Fresh Start. I'm going to take the Fresh Start because I do think that is so much better than every other card in that pack, and it is still early, so let's stay open here. Now there's a Kin Tree Nurturer, Duty Beyond Death. I mean, that seems pretty good in a mobilized deck. That's a really good combat trick, eh? Okay, I'm going to take the Duty Beyond Death, although Arashin Sunshield is also doing really well in the data, but I'm going to speculate on the Duty Beyond Death because I feel like this, I feel like the mobilized deck is open. I like Desperate Measures in the mobilized deck. Twin Bolt's okay, Sultai Devotee is okay, Embermouth Sentinel is okay. So we have a few pieces that reward us for being in the mobilized deck. But we don't have many of the mobilized cards right now. So Mardu Devotee is certainly interesting. I think I'm going to take the Arashin Sunshield. Because maybe we're moving off of mobilize at this point. Unburied Earthcarver is okay. I think Kin Tree Nurturer is better. I do like Trade Route Envoy as well. Okay, so let's cut this Fresh Start. Let's try and be black-white. I guess I'll take the Lightfoot technique. Boulderborn Dragon actually is weirdly doing well in this format. Okay, I'm going to take the Boulderborn Dragon. Watcher of the Wayside I don't think is a relevant creature. So, look, this is okay. I'm not a huge fan of aggressive negotiations. Yeah, I'm gonna trim the aggressive negotiations. Now there's a Teeming Dragonstorm, pick 1, pack 2. Stillness in Motion is nothing. Strategic Betrayal is a best of 3 card. There's a Riling Dawnbreaker, a Dragon's Prey, and a Teeming Dragonstorm in this pack. I think I've got to take the Dragon's Prey. While I do think Teeming Dragonstorm is great, Dawnbreaker is great. If we wheel Dawnbreaker, Sunshield, or Teeming Dragonstorm, I'll be pretty happy. But I'm going to take the Dragon's Prey here, because I actually think what we're building here is a kind of Abzan mid-rangey, grindier deck. So we'll take Dragon's Prey, and our removal is still pretty light. I would definitely like to pick up a bit more removal. We have this Duty Beyond Death. I think we're not actually going to play that. I think that was probably the wrong card to pick. Is Tempest Hawk something we want to do? It could be. It could be, but I don't really think so. Yeah, I don't really think so. I think Kin Tree Severance is excellent, though. And it's in all of our colors, so we're just going to take that. A nice, really nice piece of removal. So Rally the Monastery is a decent enough removal spell. Coordinated Maneuver is not bad as well. Alchemist Assistant's really good. 2 mana, 2/1, lifelink counter on target creature. Putting a lifelink counter on like a big flyer is very good. This Nightblade Brigade is also very good. It is also very good, but it's more on the aggressive side. It is more on the aggressive side. I kind of just want to take Rally the Monastery. again, it's just like a 4-mana removal spell in this deck, and I think that is okay. Belethar is not amazing in this deck. 5 mana, 3/6 lifelink. Put a bunch of cards in your graveyard. I don't think that's quite worth the splash. I think Salt Road Pack Beast is good. I think Piercing Exhale is very good. Definitely prefer the Exhale. There's a Glacierwood Siege. But for us, there is a worthy cost, a Sandskitter Outrider, and a Roamer's Routine. So worthy cost is interesting. I just don't know. I mean, I guess I am going to hopefully pick up. We have 1 Endure creature. We have a couple of sack outlets. We need some good stuff to sack if we're going to do that. I can certainly see just taking the Sandskitter Outrider, but I'm going to take the removal at this stage. And here we go. There's an Armament Dragon and a Sand Citadel. I'm going to take the Armament Dragon because it's just an excellent win con in this deck. I would like... We have 1 piece of fixing, 2 pieces of fixing. I would like another piece of fixing. I would love to pick up this Sandstep Citadel, but we're in pick 6, so we're not going to wheel it, and I really want this Armament Dragon. I want to not play that Baltimore Dragon, really. Yeah, I mean, there's a Jungle Hollow. We could also take Crocodile Snakeskin Veil, but I'm going to pick up a piece of fixing here. Make sure our mana is really nice and good. Alesha's Legacy seems okay to me. Jadecast Sentinel does not seem bad, but doesn't seem that good in this deck. I don't think I'm playing any of these cards. I think Alesha's Legacy is okay, but unfortunately, I don't think I am playing any of those cards. I'm going to take another Arishin Sun Shield. Not sure I want the 3rd Sun Shield. Maybe first Tempest Hawk, but I could just take the Abzan Devotee. Now, this is 4 mana for a 3/3. This is 4 mana for a slightly better 3/3. We could just take the Unburied Carver here, 2 mana 2/2. Not sure we're actually going to play that. We're at 16 cards. We're going into pack 3. We might. Yeah, we should be okay on playables. Getting the Sandskitter Outrider back is very nice. And then Embermouth Sentinel is actually playable as well. So there's a Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. Yeah. Oh, Yathan Tomb Guard is excellent. Yeah, that's excellent for us. We this puts counters on things. This gains counters. This gains counters. Dragon puts counters. Felethar does countery stuff. I do want this Abzan Monument. I kind of hope that wheels. There's also Traveling Botanist is great. But for me, this is between the Tomb Guard and the Abzan Monument. The only problem with the Monument is that you have to have another creature on the board to be able to use it. I do want to pick up this Monument, but I am going to take the Yathan Tomb Guard. I think that's certainly just better. 2 mana, 1/3, sack a creature you control with mana value X other than Sidisi. Return target creature with mana value X+1 from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. That's pretty good, because what we could do is sack a Devotee, get, you know, a Kintree Nurturer, sack the Nurturer, get an Outrider, and then like keep looping them and keep enduring and making creatures every turn. Sack the Armament Dragon. Oh, it has to be exactly X+1. Oh, that's a bit awkward, actually. I think I just want another Kintree Nurturer. Yeah. Oh, there's a Skirmish Rhino. That's pretty nice. Versus Bloodflies is probably okay. Riling Dawnbreaker's good. But Skirmish Rhino's great. Yeah, not sure about Sidisi. It's just a bit restrictive. Whenever this creature attacks, you may pay 2 mana. If you do, it endures 1. That does seem very good versus a jungle hollow. We're at 13 creatures. I mean, this seems good. This could just run away with the game, right? And gain counters every turn. That seems really good. I do want to pick up another piece of fixing, but I can see Descendant of Storms being kind of insane. I think we're going to cut the Desperate Measures. Sonic Shrieker. That's worth splashing, actually. Like, we have the Dragonstorm Globe, we have the Embermouth Sentinel. I mean, Dragon Brood's Relic is also in this pack. We could play that, but green is the color we want to splash for. And we only need to splash 1 red to play this, and it is really, really good. It is really very good. If we happen to, like, get the Sidisi back, then we would even be able to not pay the red. Oh, Inspiriting Vanguard is insane, man. This is such a busted card. I really want to take this. I do want to take the Scoured Barrens as well, but this puts us on playables. Okay, so now we're at playables. We can prioritize taking lands. There is another Yatharn Tomb Guard, which I think is excellent, but we have a deck. If I took the Yatharn Tomb Guard, I'd probably be cutting something else, and I really want to take this land to see if we can splash this Sonic Shrieker. Unrooted Ancestor. 3 mana, 3/2 flash, sack a creature, gains indestructible. Versus another Kintree Nurturer. We'll try the Ancestor, but I think that's the first thing I'm cutting right now. There's a Cruel Truths and a Snakeskin Veil. I like Snakeskin Veil. I think Cruel Truths is a little bit expensive. We have, like, fairly decent removal. Not the best, not the worst. On the removal front. Delta Bloodflies is okay. Reputable Merchant's okay too, though. Like, 3 mana. Got some 1/1 counter synergy. Yeah, that might be a card we play. We'll see how our splashing looks. Even the Team Attorney back. No, we're not going to play that. What am I talking about? So, we have 2 cards to cut. I think the question is, does Sonic Shrieker make our deck better? And is it worth the splash? And I think because we picked up this Inspirited Vanguard, I think it's probably not. 5 mana, 4/4, deals 2 damage to any target. You gain 2 life. If a player is dealt damage this way, they discard a card. It is a really good effect. It's a very good card. But I think that playing the Mountain probably just makes our deck worse. So let's keep our mana really nice. Our removal is actually just slightly awkward. It's okay. We have Rally the Monastery. We have Piercing Exhale. We have Dragon's Prey. And that is it. So if we're not playing the red splash, then we probably don't need Embermouth Sentinel and my keyboard is disconnected. There we go. Yeah, we probably don't need Embermouth Sentinel. We have a decent amount of creatures, and this might just be the deck. This might just be the deck. We have Abzan Devotee, which we can repeatedly sack with worthy cost. And duty. Kintree Nurturer. Merchant is okay to sack as well. Felithar is another sack outlet. Arishan Sunshield, I'm willing to test out. I know it doesn't like these tappers tend to overperform in drafts. Feral Deathgorger is good. Vanguard is really good. Oh, there's Kintree Severance as well. That's another good piece of removal. We've got the Snakeskin Veil. Yeah, okay. I think this looks great. This looks like a solid Abzan deck. Good top end, good amount of removal. It just looks like a all-around pretty solid deck. Our mana, so we've got 5, 6, 7 white sources, 6, 7, 8 black sources, and 4, 5 green sources. So I'm going to go down a green and up a white, because we don't need Piercing Exhale, Snakeskin Veil until turn 3. And we have 2 Abzan Devotees and a Dragonstorm Globe to help us hit, you know, these tricky colors on curve. Skirmish Rhino and Felithar are okay off curve. Skirmish Rhino is best on curve, but yeah, green is the splash. We have the Evolving Wilds. We have the Dragonstorm Globe. This feels good. So we have 8 white sources, 8 black sources, which is what we wanted. And then we still have 5 green sources, actually. So we could even go up another one, but I think this is good. And then we've got the 2 Abzan Devotees and the Dragonstorm Globe for fixing 2. So feels like the mana base is good. Deck is solid. Let's give it a run. Well, this is an okay hand. We're going first. We do need to draw land, but we can play this. Next turn, we can use the Feral Deathgorger to try and hit a land if we need to. Yeah, so I do want to do that here. I want to try and hit this land drop. So I'm just going to put the counter here. Work through this mana screw. We have ways to use our mana at least. Like, it could be worse. Avenger of the Fallen with no creatures in the graveyard. We've missed another land. Okay, sure. Happy to see them using their removal in this way. Because, of course, we can always buy back the Abzan Devotees. Zogo's Vanguard is quite good. Alright, we drew the land. Power is equal to the number of creatures you control. So, we can make a 3/3 that always blocks this. No, we can't. Oh, yes, we can. We could also just kill one of these. I think I'm happy to make a 3/3 that blocks this. And I'm gonna put the counter over here. Okay, there's a Reigning Victor. They can't harmonize this turn. This thing has Indestructible. Yeah, okay. That's pretty annoying, huh? Because the Avenger of the Fallen. We can trade off for the Avenger. But it does wipe our board completely. And what are we doing next turn? Playing a Kintree Nurturer? I guess that's not bad. Okay. Don't love this. but I'll do it. And if we can get the Arishin Sun Shield down, if we can hit a land and play the Sun Shield, then I quite like where we are. Okay. There's a land. That is good. I have a lot of power and toughness over on that side of the board. So we'll exile the Dragonfire, the coordinated maneuver. Wow, okay. Yeah, I mean, they had a curve and just removal spells every turn. And we did stumble on land. You can't really stumble against an aggressive deck like that. Well, here we are again. Opponent goes first. We have nothing but 3 drops in hand. That's okay. We have our 2 main colors, so we can play this. Belethar could be interesting. Play that a little bit later. Okay. Let's... kind of want to go for the counters. But I'm going to make the 1/1 because I'd be surprised if they didn't have removal. Okay, interesting. We missed the land again, but at least we can hold up a Snakeskin Veil. That's something. And then we can play the Reputable Merchant next turn into Yatharn Tomb Guard. Skirmish Rhino is fine. Duty Beyond Death is interesting. It is interesting. Do I want to kill this? That doesn't seem very exciting, does it? Maybe I want to play Felethar. Sack the 1/1. I'm into it. Because they can kill the Felethar, but next turn Yatharn Tomb Guard can come down. We have Dragon's Prey to clear the way. Okay. Yeah, if they're like, if they have fight spell and attack, that's great. That's good for me. Yeah, I mean, that's an insane turn, I think. We have Snakeskin Veil open, Kintree Severance in hand. Another Skirmish Rhino is fine. So we have Duty Beyond Death here, plus a kill spell. So we can attack. I guess the question is, what would we be sacrificing? This is sack a creature. Yeah, okay. So what we're going to do is play the merchant. Put the counter... Where does the counter go? These are all gonna... This is gonna come 4. So the counter goes over here. These 2 attack. Oh. God, that's so good. Alright, nice. Got the land in hand for the dragon next turn. Oh no, they removed all my counters. So they have a 4-4. It is just a 4-4. Do I want to Dragon's Prey it? Kintree Severance it? Ward pay 2 life. I think that's fine. We regain the 2 life back immediately. One, two, three. Add green. Pay 2 life. Hold up Dragon's Prey, and we should have this game pretty much wrapped up. That's how we want it to go. Okay, opponent goes first. We can go and get a white source. I mean, on the draw, we do keep this. I just don't know what to do with this Evolving Wilds. I really want to hold off. We're not doing anything on turn 2. So I'm going to hold off on the Evolving Wilds. See if I can draw. Yeah, so there's a white. That's excellent. That's really fucking good. So now we can go get a forest. Might just need to... Okay, they play 3-3. Activated abilities of artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers can't be activated. That is fine. I guess the Arashin Sun Shield doesn't work, but I don't care too much about that. This thing frightens me. Do I want to kill something? I want to just make this big. Because then I can Piercing Exhale next turn. Merchant. Okay. That is fine. Does it matter what I play here? I need to get my deck list up. No, we don't have any double pips, which is quite interesting. Interesting and good. So I want to play the Arashin Sun Shield. I do want to just kill this flyer. But I could do that next turn. So I'm going to wait one more turn. Didn't really want to exile my own Evolving Wilds. I was just in, like, autopilot. Cool. Another merchant. Good. Put it on the flyer. Put it on the flyer. Good stuff. Yeah, this is good. Because what we can do is we can just keep it tapped. Actually, no, we can't keep it tapped down. So we are going to Dragon's Prey it now. Before they can do anything about it. Why does it cost 2? Oh, right. Cool. Alright, we take out the flyer. Board is stable. No attacks. They have more cards. Well, they might not. So we can Abzan Devotee here. We can do TP on death. And sack it. So we sack you. This is a pretty grand blowout. They are going to put their counters on the Storm Singer. I'm going to take the life from the Storm Singer. Oh, actually, I can just do this now. Okay, yeah, I should have killed the Storm Singer in response. But we gain another 4 life here, so it's okay. So they play a creature, we can tap it down, which is super sick. Rally the Monastery is not a bad draw at all. Okay. And what is that doing, blocking here? I think my podcast just started playing. Whoops, sorry. Cool, so they're down to 1 card. We have a 4/5 tapper on the board. Exile a creature from your graveyard and make a 1/1. Oh, that's quite good. This is Ward, pay 2 life. We have a 3/5. Well... okay. What's in their graveyard? I guess it's worth just getting rid of 2 things. We have no attacks right now, so we're a bit of a stalemate again. A second Clarion Conqueror. Well, again, it's a stalemate. Let's see who can draw. Where does this counter go? I think it goes on here. I think it actually goes over here. Because if they want to trade both of these creatures off, that is fine. Or they want to trade the 4/4 off, I'm okay with that. Okay, 100 Battle Veteran. Oh, Descendant of Storms is interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. I feel like we can start attacking. Because this 100 Battle Veteran is so bad against an Abzan Devotee. And if they don't play another creature... I mean, they can make 1/1 Spirits. That's pretty good. Okay, so we're at stalemate again. I mean, I could attack with the Devotee and the Death Gorger. Feels okay. Yeah, we have the card advantage. I guess they are winning the race. So I guess I can't attack with the Death Gorger, really. Hintree Nurturer. It going to 3 is not that impressive, but it does help swing the race in our favor. So again, I think we are attacking. Something like Felithar would obviously be a very good draw. Yeah, this great Arashin city is looking really good here. Like, they should be using it to just make 1/1s every turn, I think. They're thinking. So they go to 10. They attack back probably for 3. I go to 13. I am absolutely winning this race. They can attack for 7. I would go down to 9, but I would play out the Kintree Nurturer. I would attack again. They'd go to 6. They would hit me. I would go down to 2. And then on my turn, I would attack again. They'd go down to 2. I would go up to 5. And I would actually lose. So they are winning this race if they attack every turn. But let's see if they see that. Well, actually, that doesn't factor in the Abzan Devotee. So that's an extra... Well, they can bounce that off of the Dawnbreaker. So that's not... Yeah, that's not getting in. But the Descendant of Storms could attack. And then... Well, they took... Did they time out? They must have timed out. Well, let's just make a big lifelinker. Helps us slightly in the race. Yeah, they certainly have more blockers. Yeah, still just attacking for 3. Okay. I believe that means we should have this. So can I just attack with everything here? I can play this from the graveyard. But then, like... It does just get eaten. So you can attack, you can attack, you can attack. But then if they just eat this, then they can't eat this. So I think it is an attack with all here. Then their attack back is... No, it's not an attack with all. Oh, I think it is. I think I'm keeping the Devotee back. This is a really tricky... It's really tricky to know what to do. So I don't blame the opponent for taking time. But if they just bounce this here and chump block... Yeah, that's pretty excellent. That's really good for me. Yeah, I think that's a great block for me. Now I feel like my board is much better. Okay. Alright, they drew the removal spell. So we need to draw a spell. And there are many. Felithar would now be bad. Armament Dragon would be great. Opponent has drawn a bunch of gas. Weird place to put that. Is it only another? Oh, Inspirited Vanguard's great. Another target creature you control. Okay. So this is a 3-2. Does it make sense to just go wide for the moment? Make a bunch of 2-2s? Or does it make sense to go large, attack with as a 7-6 at some point? Attack as a 7-6? That's not actually a great attack. Tricky. Jungle Hollow. We could attack with the Vanguard, make another 2-2. We could put 2 counters on it. Trade off with the 100 Battle Veteran. That's not very good. Not very good, no attacks. Man, we need to draw a spell. They've still got 4 creatures down there. Worthy cost. This is a sorcery. Okay, so... we kill this. We sack this. We can replay this. And now I'm interested in attacking with the Inspired Vanguard. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I lose 2 1/1s. I make a 2-2. No, it's not worth it yet. Okay, they draw a card. That's very good. Felithar's not bad. Not bad, but is it good? Trade this off for a bunch of 1/1s. Or 100 Battle Veteran. Make a 2-2. Put the counters on the 2-2. We sack the Devotee. I wonder, I cannot figure out if we have an attack next turn. Now we do. Now we definitely do. So I want to make a 2/2. Sack the devotee. Counters everywhere. Show me the blocks. They have no more creatures left. So there's a trade. Okay, so Snakeskin Veil saves Felethar. And they put 5 over here. So Snakeskin Veil does save Felethar, so we're going to do that. Okay, so now we're just winning. Well, we got there. We ground them out. Damn. That was a good game. Well, we have all of our colors. We're going first. We have Descendant of Storms, which this could be an absolutely busted start. Oh my god, this thing's going to run away with the game. Yeah, I'm just going to put another counter on it. Now we have Death Gorger plus Endure. Windcrag Siege. At the beginning of your upkeep, make a 1/1 goblin. It gains lifelink and haste until the end of the turn. Okay. Let's use the Death Gorger here. I'm going to put a counter on the Merchant. And we can actually make a Spirit here. Trade off with their Goblin. This is going insanely well so far. Yeah, I don't think that's going to cut it. And a Bearer of Glory. Duty Beyond Death is pretty insane. Especially if we make a 1/1. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we can just attack. We can decline to pay. And they just have, like, so few options. Okay, reigning victor. I'm going to gain 2 life here. I don't think it matters. Kintree Severance. Very nice to have that option. I don't think we need to use it here. I think we can actually just make another 1/1 and hold up Duty Beyond Death. What an insane draw from us, man. That was so busted. That was so sick. We're gonna go up to 3. I'll make a 1/1 and I am going to just exile this. That should be that. That's lethal there. Insane. Absolutely busted draw from us. That was the nuts, man. So, we're on the play. First, yeah, this is a good hand. Definitely a keep. We've got the Abzan Devotee Felithar combo again. So if we can get to 5 mana, we can just sack this every turn, which is so strong. Yeah, if we play something like Sunshield on turn 4, or like Sand Skitter, make a creature, and then Sunshield, and then play Felithar, and we just loop this, I mean, absolutely kill the recursive creature. No sweat opponent. They must have more removal in hand. Pack Beasts. Pack Beasts is quite good. Sunshield is pretty good too. 5 mana. Awkward. Our mana is awkward. But I guess I'll play this. Oh, do you know what? This actually could block the Pack Beast. Don't even know if I would really want to do that just yet. Like, it's not too much pressure. Another Pack Beast. This one is a 4/3. Okay. 6 mana. I wonder what I'm supposed to do. Should I put a counter on the Arishin's Sunshield? I'll just play this out. Tap something down on their turn. I'm going to make the 2/2. No attacks. And tap down the Salt Road Pack Beast. We can, of course, just play... Oh, whoops. My bad. This is a bit of a suspicious attack. And I did mean to tap one of these down. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. I don't imagine they can save both unless they have, yeah, not Molten Exhale. That doesn't really achieve much. Okay, so that's just a trade, and that was a weird attack. In my humble opinion. Duty Beyond Death is interesting. I think I'm just going to play out the large Death Touch creature. They've used a lot of their removal, so they might have more in hand, but they've already used... Have they only used a Molten Exhale? I'm sure they used something else. Oh, they used the Charring Bite, which got shuffled back in. So yeah, let's see if they have a follow-up, and then if they do, then we of course have Felithar anyway. Attacking tokens you control have Death Touch. They're tapped out. So let's go on the offensive here. I think this is no attacks this turn. We can take 2. And then we can hold up Duty Beyond Death. That's quite good. This is a weird attack, though. Yeah, this is a weird attack. Why the fuck is this an 8-12? Jesus. Okay, well, we'll just block that there. Block one of these. They are certainly doing the thing. Worthy cost is sorcery. Little bit awkward. But it's probably worth just getting this Marshal of the Lost off the field. But then they attack. I eat the 4-3, I take 3 more. I'm close to dead, but I think I've got to do this. Yeah, they still have cards in hand. That I'm pretty close to dead here. That is backbreaking. Overwhelming Surge, destroying my fixing. And they have the kill spell. That was a bit of a weird one. I probably would have just traded the Pack Beast off there. What can we do? I can play out an Abzan Devotee, block here, and we die. Whew. Well, we have no white. We're going first, and we don't get to play our Descendant of Storms on turn 1. That's upsetting. I think it's still a keep, but it is upsetting. Oh. We couldn't draw an untapped white. Okay, well, let's see how the rest of this goes. If they're just drawing cards, that's a pretty good sign. I think I want to just play out the Kin Tree Nurturer at this point. Yeah, let's just make a 1/1. Descendant of Storms is good, but I think we've got to just play on curve, really. Okay, opponent is struggling. Opponent is struggling. I like it when my opponents struggle. We're in a pretty good spot. With Rally the Monastery and Piercing Exhale available to us next turn. Yeah. Caustic Exhale. And a Formation Breaker, which is not really gonna cut it. So we can go all in on the attack. We can pay up. We'll go with the counters, start growing this thing. And I will Piercing Exhale. Nothing has lifelink, so we'll just deal 1. Let's start scaling the Descendant of Storms, make it harder for them to continue to deal with it, especially since we have Rally the Monastery in hand. So if they play a good blocker... Wow, okay, they're finding another land. Champion of Dusa. So we can go island, and now we can do both. Yeah, okay, so we have full send, 1/1 counter. Opponent's nearly dead. Sure thing. Exhale, they're probably down to 2. They're not down to 2. Worthy cost. Is it worth making a 1/1 over here? Enters it, endures 2. Get them down to 2. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So we endure. We make the 2/2 spirit. And then we can kill this. We sack the 2/2 spirit. Now we have a 2/1 with Menace, which is lethal. So they have to block the Reputable Merchant and deal with the Outrider. And they can't do it! Okay, we're going first. We do need to find a land, but I think this is a keep. We can just use the Death Gorger if we really need to. Let's try not to have to do that. Okay, very nice. Dragonstorm Globe. Take 2 is fine. Yeah, okay. I'm into just playing the Dragonstorm Globe here. Let's just develop our mana. That way we definitely have Arishin's Sunshield coming down next turn, which is a great little blocker. If we draw land, we can Kin Tree and hold up Duty Beyond Death, which I also quite like. Clarion Conqueror. Motherfucker. That's pretty annoying, huh? And it's a 3/3. Okay, we make a 1/1. And I'm quite frustrated. Like, why are we facing so many Clarion Conquerors? And why is this card so good against me? Sure. We take it. Strike Master. What? 2 mana. So I'll play the Sun Shield here, but 2 mana, 3/1. 6 damage to target creature with flying. At the very least, the Sun Shield can tap down the Clarion Conqueror and block their whole board, so that is, you know, something. No tricks is weird as hell. Okay. And they have their own Descendant of Storms. Skirmish Rhino. We have 4 mana. Make a big creature. Skirmish Rhino is the better play, isn't it? Don't know if it's quite enough to stabilize, but it is the better play. Okay, they're down to 1 card in hand. We have a 3/3 flyer that we need to deal with. We do have the removal spells in our deck, but we need another land to Dragon's Prey this thing. Osseous Exhale would do it. We've played our worthy cost. Plains is okay. Plains is acceptable because it does let us at least play to the board. And I think I'm, like, if I find another untapped land, I can play the Death Gorger, and that will help us stabilize, so. I'm pretty okay with this. This is, in my opinion, quite a strange way to, block here. Like, they're going to make a big Anafenza. Okay, untapped land is great. Let's take this and this. All right. We're not dead. If we can now hold up Duty Beyond Death, we'll be in a pretty good spot. Mm-hmm. Yes, I will block. So we can just pass. Actually, we now have the mana to get this back. Because now Dragonstorm Globe is online again, so we can play this. And we can now hold up Duty Beyond Death pretty much permanently. Do I want to start attacking? Feels risky. But yeah, I think so. Because we can gain 3 here. Opponent scooped in that position? That's wild to me. Because I felt like I was losing, but whatever. I guess that's how you you get the Dauntless Drafter title this early. Because you have to do like 1,000 drafts or something ridiculous to get this title. So you scoop really quickly. You don't have to win the drafts, you just have to pay for them. Okay. Oh, opponent goes first. We have the Descendant of Storms, and we have all of our colors, so we're keeping this. Veteran Ice Climber. Okay, sure. Sure. So, can't be blocked, and they're gonna make me mill. I'm gonna play out my Descendant of Storms. And a Sage of the Fang. Yeah, okay. Let's see what they're up to. Oh, they're gonna mill themselves. I'm okay with them milling themselves. This thing has vigilance, though. Isn't that good? Let's just develop our mana. We can double spell next turn. We probably do need to kill the Ice Climber, so we can do that next turn. Because they're going to mill themselves enough, and then they're going to mill me for a ton. They haven't milled much that's actually that useful just yet. If they exhale, that would be pretty bad. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about that. So I'm going to play out the Sandskitter Outrider instead. Let's go big. Need them to make a play before I can kill this thing, because they might just have a counter spell. Okay, they milled a Kishla Skimmer and an Agent of Kotis. Maybe they'll just use it. They're struggling for land. They are struggling for land. Alright. Let's send with the 4-3. Happy to trade. Don't think they're going to. Think they're probably just going to take the 4. And yeah, we'll play the Devotee. Hold up both of our removal spells. See what the opponent wants to do. A second Veteran Ice Climber. Well, they tapped out. So we're going to kill this one. They're going to Snakeskin Veil. Okay. They've got 19 cards left. They have Agent of Kotis and Champion of Dusan. Okay. This is weird, man. Okay, I'm going to Kin Tree Severance. Oh, I can't hit that. Damn. Well, this just got pretty interesting, huh? Snakeskin Veil doesn't get this up to par to tussle with this Ice Climber, so... Is this a strat? I mean, you have like having 2 Ice Climbers is probably pretty hard to find in a draft. So I don't know if this is a strat. Because this is quite a good card anyway. 2 mana, 1/3 Vigilance can't be blocked. Even like not respecting the mill. This is quite a good card. So I don't think this is a reliable strat. I wonder when they're going to stop milling themselves. They're going to take another 4 here. I am going to take my counter. We need something like Felithar to push through enough damage here. But these things, these things are good. They have me on a pretty fast mill clock. They're still milling themselves. But, I mean, they have me on a pretty fast life clock as well. And I'm not drawing the removal that I need. And now I don't have any attacks. This is crazy. This is crazy. I think we just lost to this. Because next turn, they can just put counters on one of these things, and then they just win. That is wild. This is a wild deck that the opponent has drafted here. And their strategy has been nuts. Well, there you have it. We went 5-3. Abzan felt pretty strong. To be fair, I think 2 of those games were kind of free. But in best of 1, we take those. So 5-3 is a good result. Some really good games in that draft. We had some really interesting grindy games. That last game was wild. I wonder if that Ice Climber strat is viable. Because that was... It was really good. Really hard to deal with them. They have high toughness. They can't be blocked. They have vigilance, so they make great blockers as well. That card is legit. I got absolutely rolled by the Ice Climbers there. So good in the Sultai deck or the Abzan deck, and just being able to like load it up with counters seems like a really legit strat. Maybe we'll try that sometime. Maybe if we see that card, we will see if we can build that deck. Anyway, that is it from me. I'm going to wrap it up, but I'll catch you on the next episode of Operation Double Mythic, which will be tomorrow, so I will see you then. Bye for now.